Yo.
All right. Yeah, indeed. Let us run it, ladies and gentlemen, as we are back. And I felt really bad, kind of watching the last game. It was a 3-0, so I figured what better way to pick up, one of the members who has fallen in Mr. Izord. I would say how's it going, but I don't think it's going too great right now.
No, it's about as good as it can be going. Sorry, I'm just fixing my lights here. No, kind of sucks. Trying to keep this undefeated streak going here. Couldn't quite do it, but props to Sleepy and his team, Skull and Steve. They played a phenomenal later half of this. Well, I should say not so later half of the series, but very phenomenal series. Just they played better Rocket League. I can't say anything else. They had us clamped.
Well, fair enough. Well, we don't have to talk about your game anymore. I will, put you out of misery on that one. Let us talk about the game that we've got now in this Div A Wannabes versus Lob-Otomy. And they're trying to do the exact opposite of what you guys were trying to do in terms of you guys are trying to stay undefeated. These guys are just trying to get their first win of the season. So we're going to toss over to the caster screen, and you can see we're looking at the bottom two teams here. Div A Wannabes versus Lob-Otomy, sitting at 0 and 3 for both of them. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not sure how this is gonna go in terms of, in your guys' game. You're both 3-0. They're so close on paper. Who's gonna, flip a coin? Well, it's kind of the same, but the exact opposite, considering they're both 0 and 3.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you encapsulated it perfectly. Both 0 and 3. I think one of these teams on paper should be much better than they are. Obviously, they haven't really shown that because, again, both of which are 0 and 3. But one team looks like they have significantly worse stats even at this standing, and that team is also league leading, but not in a category you want to be league leading in.
I will say though, one thing I was told is that Tech 7 was playing on KBM for one of these series because apparently one of his controllers was broken. So I will take that into account in the stats. So as we look at this team, his stats are low right now. Again, controller broken. We'll have to see what happens in this team. But we'll have to see what happens in this match here. We'll see if they can get a win here. But yeah, looking at the stats, I mean, Fighting Hamster, he's won previous seasons at Dcrl. This man has done so good rotationally as that third man. I mean, he just won, wasn't it last season, I believe, in Div B, right? And as that distinctive third man. And now with him being captain, maybe just the different role isn't working so well for his team.
Yeah, right. I mean, some people, not to bash them, are born leaders. Some people maybe not so. Maybe just a slow start to the season. I mean, we see not such bad stats here. I think Tech 7 really carrying his team here with the demoed a game, not a stat that you want to have. Yeah, I mean, all these guys, I mean, they look like they're putting up decent numbers. Two of their teammates having, 0.8 goals or higher. Tech 7 a little bit on the slower end of that, but he's also getting the most assists on his team. And they all have roughly the same amount of shooting percentage. So this might just be an unfortunate circumstance. Maybe their team cam wasn't quite clicking yet, but this could very well be the week.
Yeah. Versus looking to the other side here, we've got Creed here and MJ. And this Div A Wannabes, again, we do have the most demoed in Creed here. But again, this team on paper, I feel like they obviously, I think, they probably are a little bit on the bottom of Div B, but I mean, they gotta be just putting up more stats offensively. So we'll see if they have something in the tank that they've been waiting to show. Again, one of these teams is still looking for, actually both are still looking for their first win. But I mean, if there was ever a chance for them to do it, now is their time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Div A Wannabes hopefully are going to be coming with some vengeance today, being able to put up a little bit of a fight against Lob-Otomy. But I mean, just looking stats wise, these guys are just so much lower than Lob-Otomy, and it's I hate to say it, but they're just not looking all that good. Very low shooting percentage, demo to game league leading by Creed, and MJ with 0.18 goals a game. Not necessarily what you want to see, but who knows? Maybe they've got it all figured out now, and hopefully they can put on a performance for us.
I'll have to see what happens here. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the stats here, and it's like obviously 0-3. I mean, anything else specifically sticking out to you besides the pretty abhorrent goal difference here?
I mean, nothing necessarily. I will say Lobotomy looks like they're in a pretty good average, like other than like their stats and stuff. I mean, 40% winning percentage, which means they're going, to my knowledge, to a lot of like game five, so to say. I think. I don't know if I'm doing math right. But they're able to push far along in the series. They're just not able to finish the job necessarily. And then I guess the saves and everything else is looking pretty good. So I mean, you can't really complain much about this Lobotomy, but maybe they just couldn't quite play the long game. So I guess I'll kind of start the prediction early, but I feel like Lobotomy should be able to take this one pretty easy. But granted, being the 0-3, I think it'll go to 4.
I'll just see what happens here. I am also looking at this Lobotomy one. Last time I said it was going to be going, 3-1. I am going to be sticking with that 3-1 prediction in the Lobotomy. We have a minute and a half left. Both of us are going the side of Lobotomy. It looks like chat is also going the side of Lobotomy. So if you guys want your channel points, I finally have more to give away to you guys. So now's your chance to take it. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Is there then, you've got your, team prediction here for Lobotomy. So now do you have a specific person you think is going to lead their team to victory and get that MVP performance?
I guess I could take the easy way out and just say, oh, Salty Steve will do it. But I feel, is Tech 7 still playing on KBM this game?
He's on controller, according to our inside sources of Mr. Yellow Dog himself. Is that accurate? I don't know,
keyboard.
But
okay.
I know he's in chat right now. But yeah, yes, he is on controller. So thank God. I want a little bit of a good match here. You don't want to beat a team that one of their players just physically can't do anything, and maybe they're equivalent to like a plat or something if they're in Div B, right? That's not fun. You want to beat them at their best. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a good game. Again, I do hope we go to 5 right at this point. Do I think we will? Not particularly, but I hope we can get some good content because, again, last game being a 3-0, a lot shorter. We want back and forth. We want to see a battle. Again, both these teams fighting for their first time to get on the winners, interview, to get their first win of the season. So we'll have to see if they can do it.
For sure.
But yeah, with 9 seconds left, you guys, last chance. I'm looking at the stats right here for the predictions. And yes, Lobotomy is going to be taking this one. So you've got chat, you've got both of us predicting. The question is, are they actually going to do it? But we got everyone in the lobby. Let me just double check that these boys are ready to go. And we'll be ready to run this one. But appreciate y'all staying up late. Or I say late, God, I'm old. I think that 9:50 is late on Friday.
Okay.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to talk about it.
Status, dude. Crazy, crazy.
Yeah, it's difficult. But regardless, sounds like both these teams are ready. If anyone of the other team, please, wants to tell me that they're good to go so we can run this game. There we go. All right. All right. They're ready.
Yippee.
Players are ready. I'm happy. Let us see how she goes. But, all right. Let us get in the game. Done and done. And let us run it. And I will fix whatever is going to happen on the overlay. Yeah, we're actually getting pretty well. That usually doesn't happen.
There we go. Heck yeah, dude. We always like a not so scuffed start here. You start game 1, both of the defeated teams gonna get duel out here as we see Creed getting up early for a pretty good save here, starting off, and MJ with tactical whiff. But yeah, no, I mean I don't expect either of these teams to maybe do anything super flashy. They're just gonna try to stick to the basics, just get the ball in the back of the net, hopefully giving them their first win of the season. But if worst comes to worst, I think they'll send everything in the house in order to win this game.
I mean, I think they kind of have to, right? I mean, this really is a do or die situation here. This is your best opportunity to get your first win of the season, with Tech getting a scam. It's going to be just off target here. But kind of as we mentioned, though, I do think that this Fighting Hamster Salty Steve Tech squad, they're, in my opinion, too good to be 0-4. But again, we'll have to see what happens here with Tech now back on controller. We'll see if they can do it. Lobotomy looking for their first win of the season as Fighting Hamster looking to put the first goal of the series away, and he does.
Indeed. Just good play by Fighting Hamster here. Salty Steve maybe going for a demo on Creed here. Couldn't quite get it. It left Creed a little awkward, and Fighting Hamster just taking control, taking his time, able to put the first one on the board for them. I mean, good offense here, but I feel like Div A Wannabes will capitalize quick here, and yep, just as I had guessed.
I mean, you're not wrong. As we see here, Fighting Hamster with the cheat, but I mean, there's really nothing he can do. So I love that from Creed, just how quick he was to get to that ball. And, well, now we're back to 0-0 after that one.
Yep. I mean, what do you expect? Both these teams doing whatever. Maybe I didn't expect that quick of a recovery, but maybe it's a ball don't lie moment. Who knows? Maybe we'll go into 18.5-minute overtime for first game.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. You know, in your series, we had 13 goals, so we'll see if we're going to get anywhere near that one. But they do have some work to do here as Fighting Hamster tosses it off the backboard. This is a free shot, and Creed, oh my god, what a save! Can anyone get there? And Fighting Hamster tosses it in, but that was almost a ridiculous save from Creed.
Yeah, so that was very unfortunate. Looked like Creed just didn't have the boost necessary. MJ almost full boosting, trying to get to that opposite corner here, but Fighting Hamster being in a really good position, able to follow it up here, giving them a lead in 2-1 in this game one here. You see a back right or back left little toss over here to Dcrl Wannabes half. MJ in the dominance trying to get a flick over Fighting Hamster, doesn't quite get it.
Anti-air tech. Ooh. That's going to be on target here. Salty Steve with the follow-up. A little awkward. One of the things that I'm seeing so far is, honestly, pretty decent rotations from both these teams. We're not seeing these crazy double commits. They're just kind of staying in their own lane, but also as a team, just being both pretty defensive right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't complain. It's a lot less goals than I had in my series within the first few seconds. We see a crazy touch from Tech 7. Oh my god.
You're telling me that this man was on KBM? I mean, yeah, put a controller back in his hands and see what happens here with an absolute piss missile going off the crossbar, and then a little tap. Yeah, you can see him tapping on the controller. It's like, yeah, definitely nice to be back here. So Lob-Otomy started out strong here in game one. We're not even halfway down, and putting up 3 for them. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't even know what happened there. It just kind of happened in an instant. Little bar down action for Tech 7. Shout out to Controller for coming in clutch here. You see Tech 7 grabbing the mid boost. The Fighting Hamster's back, getting it the old clear, but MJ's there to capitalize. Can he get a 50 on Tech 7? Not quite. Tech 7 with the tuxedo looking all fancy schmancy here. Raid, forgot I used to call him that. With an open net opportunity here, and Tech 7 comes flying in to prevent that goal.
Hamster now touch the sidewall. Doesn't have anything to follow up. Creed now going for a solo play. We're seeing Kier getting bumped, and that was an open net for a split second, but Creed, again, not enough resources. But again, I love that we're going for so many demolitions and just good plays for their teammates, right? These teams are getting good bumps, demos, solo plays. They're playing for each other, which is something you just really don't see for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and you see a good pass by who's that Kier to Creed, able to cut that after grabbing the back boost here. Full boost shot on net here. Just a great play by Creed, good awareness.
Yeah, getting back in this one as we're now 2 minutes left in this game. We got a 3-2, still Lob-Otomy in the lead here. I like to see the back and forth battle. No team really putting their foot down on who has control of game one here. We're going to the ceiling here as Tech dropping down. MJ, this is a dangerous clear. Is anyone there for the follow-up? Fighting Hamster is, and again, it's a free touch for the Hamster.
Yes, indeed. It looked like MJ, oh no, MJ and Kier just like teed off on each other, wasn't able quite to get back. And, you know, obviously Fighting Hamster able to capitalize on maybe that little bit of miscommunication here, giving them a 4-2 lead. The double commit coming out from Lob-Otomy. Let's see if Dcrl Wannabes can maybe capitalize and make something happen here.
Tech actually throws us on target. MJ, no resources, though. He does pick up the mid boost, trying to get it around 1. Hamster takes his time. Tech now throws it mid. Kier, that's such a good touch from him to buy time here. So we're seeing more demos. This has been such a crazy Hevo demo game. I think we're at almost like 10 demos total. I cannot wait to see the stats here as time does keep ticking down. Dcrl Wannabes, again, they're doing good at punching back, but they need to find more pressure. There's too many times they're on 0 boost, and they, again, just can't seem to find a good clear downfield.
Indeed. Tech 7 low boost. Can he get a touch here before Kier does? He does. Tech 7 grabs the back boost. This Fighting Hamster turns early here. Tech 7 is up on the wall. Let's see if he can get a 50 on MJ. It doesn't go for the 50. Just waits for his missed touch. We see Creed just beat out by that clear from Tech 7, giving him a 5-2 lead.
I didn't think this was really going to happen here. Kier, touch over 1. It's not even that hard of a shot. Creed, he had time to turn around, but just kind of caught in no man's land here in Lob-Otomy. Now starting to put their stamp here on game one. Wannabes, they better turn it around quick here. You do not want to go 0-4 to start your season.
Yeah, that would not be very good here. We see an almost team pinch aerial coming out here. MJ with 0 boost on the wall. Lob-Otomy doesn't know that though, as Tech 7 goes for the back boost again maybe here. But Kraid able to turn here. Tech 7 taking over. Can he get a flick around one? He can. Can Tech 7 solo it here? But no, Kraid flying from Narnia gets the save. And it looks like Lob-Otomy is being very, very dominant in this game one so far.
It's kind of hard to argue that situation here, as they have been dominant in game one. Lob-Otomy now, can they maybe find one more for the road? And that is going to do it, as Fighting Hamster leading his team to victory here in game one. Now the question is, we saw, this last series with a crazy back and forth battle. We'll see if they can continue to be dominant. That ball is going to hit the ground here. Wannabes back to the drawing board.
Yes, indeed. Just good performance by Lob-Otomy. Must feel good. Yeah, Lob-Otomy was hurt further up, but Wannabes really struggling in this game. They started out a little bit hot. They were doing pretty good, and then they just kind of fell off. Fighting Hamster putting up 707. 3 goals, 3 shots, 100% shooting. Props to him. And Tech 7 with 7 shots. I mean, crazy offensive pressure by Lob-Otomy. And Wannabes, you got to get it out of your half in order to score, FYI.
Yeah, I think a lot of that really was just Creed, going crazy around the field for the Wannabes, and Kier and MJ just trying to figure out how they want to handle this one. I do kind of got to say, I think Lob-Otomy just pretty much on every aspect is just faster. I mean, obviously Creed has been really able to hang this one, but I do think, at least as far as game was concerned, MJ and Kier just a little bit slower in the lobby, and so we'll see if they can pick it back up getting into the rest of this series, because again, Creed cannot do it alone here. But I will say, Lob-Otomy, that has to feel so good to get a win in game one with how bad their winning percent stats were on the season, for how bad their goal participation was in the season. We'll have to see if they can finally figure something out here. As again, only 2 wins away, boys. 2 wins, and you will find your first series win of the season. Yes, indeed. We see a Salty Steve demo coming out here. And right back as MJ gets a flick over one. What a shot and flick by MJ. The lowest scorer on his team, putting him up 1-0. Yeah, MJ sitting with a .18 goals a game right now. He's definitely going to be increasing the stats with that one here, as he's getting at least a .33. Hopefully in the series at this point. But regardless, yeah, it is going to increase his stats here. But again, I need to see a step up from Kier and MJ, as we saw how fast Tech and Salty Steve and Fighting Hamster were, especially Fighting Hamster, again, being so positional. That man is the most consistently well-placed third man I've ever seen in Div B or C or wherever he ends. Oh, yeah. Salty Steve gets a touch here with no boost, but yeah, I haven't watched too much of Fighting Hamster play, but, I'll take your word for it. And your word has been correct so far. He's been very good with positioning, very good with his clears, but he just needs that support from his teammates here, and I feel like these guys could be a very good team. There's 3:50 left in the game, still lots of time for Lob-Otomy to capitalize, because we know they can do it, especially off last game, but looks like we got a lot of whiffs coming out here so far. Ooh, can he read the backboard touch here? MJ can't. This should be a free touch from Hamster, but he didn't have the resources to get above it. You're seeing the entire team of Wannabes with here at MJ on flat 0 boost. Fighting Hamster getting a 0 boost 50 here. I don't know what happened to Alex here. Looks like he just got cut off or something. But here he gets a flicks over one. Fighting Hamster tries to get a read on MJ's touch here. Doesn't quite get it. Here off the wall. Tries to get it on Tech. Tech jumps. Gets up quick enough for this ball here. Kraid with 0 boost. Nothing else left. As you see Fighting Hamster boost steal in the back corner and almost a shot on. Not quite. And Kraid getting a clear back over the Lob-Otomy half. MJ with the rip on target. Good touch the sidewall. Salty Steve. Hamster now at 0. Gonna try to follow this one. Tech now waiting in the distance, as Tech is gonna throw this one. It was open for a split second, but again, Wannabes, I just don't think they're respecting the clears from Lob-Otomy, and they're getting punished over and over. Now Lob-Otomy, again, they haven't found it necessarily the back of the net until now, but again, tying it up. God, honestly, I think this game is just whoever can make the other team and themselves the most awkward, and who just so happens to have the momentum. Because
I don't know about you, but that looked like a triple something, whatever, commit jumbaroo thing, and Fighting Hamster just so happened to be there to put it in the back of the net. So I don't know what's going on, what the game plan is, but whatever it is, it's kind of working.
I mean, it's kind of hard to argue this one. But again, after all of this is said and done, we are halfway through game 1. And we're sitting in a tie game right here. Creed now trying to keep his wits about him here. Salty Steve up and over 1. We're seeing so many demos. This is ridiculous. We saw, obviously, in your series, not nearly as many demos. And right now, we're averaging like 8 demos a game between these two teams here. Salty Steve now throwing this one to MJ. Does toss it upfield. We're seeing, I think what happens is Wannabe is just throwing the ball away and not having the resources to follow at all. I would love to see them control the ball a little bit, go for some low 50s just to buy time for your teammates to finally be able to sustain an attack.
Yeah, I actually starting to see that now where it's just, there's really no possession coming out from either of these teams. And we see a Kraid trying to get a Fighting Hamster 50. Goes his way, but Salty Steve maybe gets a pre-flip, and oh no! An own goal coming out from Creed. What even happened?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at this one, and I think he just got a really awkward bounce shot, and no one expected that one, and sometimes it just works out. And Lob-Otomy now with 2 unanswered goals. Wannabes, they really got to steal something together here. Otherwise, minute 30 left, and that is going to make it so much harder. Wannabes, the score does hold here. They will be going down to match point again.
Yeah, no, I don't even know what to say, but I mean, both these series, or both these games so far have just looked like games of Heat Seeker, where it's just hit it to one end, hit it to the other, hit it back to the other end, and whatever goes in, you'll take it. Like, there really is no possession, which I feel like both these teams could be very, very good if they just take possession. And you see Fighting Hamster, what a great touch, but what a great save by Creed. Getting back in time, saving that upper decky little shot here. You see the clock winding down, minute 15 left.
So good at this third man. That's what he does.
Oh my God.
He is. I cannot stress how good this man is at being a consistent third man in the right position, and he is just placement Peter right now.
Honestly, just I guess he's decided to play the rotate around your teammates. Let them do whatever they want, but play that passive third man, which, hey, if it floats your boat, it works. Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
With that one, as we are now got a minute 10 here. Lob-Otomy up by 3. They just need to not throw this game. And as I say that, Salty Steve is trying his best right now. Oh, boys, this is ugly. Okay, Lob-Otomy, you guys got this. It's okay. We don't need to bump everyone on the field.
No. Everyone bumps are the best bumps, even if it's your own team. It really throws everyone off. Throws it for a loop. You see Tech 7, 45 seconds winding down here. Salty Steve trying to get a touch here. Tech 7 with not enough resources to get that ball here. Tech 7 backflips as Fighting Hamster is left alone as third man. Salty Steve on the backboard. Can he get a touch here to prevent Kier from centering it here? Fighting Hamster up early. You see Tech 7 taking over. And if they want to be, you got to make something happen now.
Yeah, and this will get more and more difficult as the clock does wind down. Salty Steve is up for this one. Can he find the angle? And Tech is there for the shot. Fighting Hamster now, last man back. He does a great fake challenge. Can he get up to this one? It looks awkward. Gets a ridiculous read. I don't know if he meant to do that exactly, but it did work out in the end for a split second. But MJ making this one a little bit more interesting, at least getting maybe a little bit of a confidence goal at the end of game 2 here.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe you're saying that there is a chance. 9 seconds, 2 goals. I've seen crazier things happen.
No. I'm not saying there's a chance. There's no chance. Lob-Otomy, yeah, it's no. There's no chance. I've never seen anything happen at like 2 seconds left. Never seen any ridiculous redirect at like 2 seconds left. But regardless, Lob-Otomy is Lob-Otomy is going to be going up 2-0. I think kind of as expected on our end, at least, as both of us did predict them. But now again, question is, Wannabes, they need to do something, which is not exactly very easy in terms of a reverse sweep, especially as you are on paper, the worst team, unfortunately, in Div B right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, this series so far is going, I think, how both of us expected, but MJ kind of stepping it up here, getting both of his team's goals here. Pretty even stat line for both teams, really.
I'm just looking at the shots and the saves, right? Lob-Otomy coming out here with like 11 shots right now, and Wannabes, they got 7 saves, but you're missing the other 4, which is exactly as many goals as Lob-Otomy had here. So I'm counting, you know, and I call him out here is I think Kier's been incredibly quiet. You see even Yellow Dog in the chat, you know, calling out the Tony Snell with zeros across the board. So we'll see if he can step up. You know, we've seen him do some ridiculous stuff in the past. We've seen, honestly, like, talk about like a pop-off player on land. Kier has been ridiculous. But again, you got to get there first.
Indeed. As we see a crazy touch from Kier, getting it back over to Wannabes half. But yeah, I mean, really, it just looks like Wannabes just haven't found that click yet. They're not really playing with each other. They're just playing their own game, which, believe it or not, is not how you win games. This could explain their win record. As we see a double commit here coming up for the save is needed, though. And, you know, I don't really know what else to say, but what a demo play by Lob-Otomy.
Ooh, all right. I respect it. Tech, again, throws this one up and immediately goes for the double play. Again, they're just giving so much time for Fighting Hamster to go for that shot. And again, it doesn't have to be the most ridiculous shot in the world. Just toss it on target and let your teammates get bumps and demos, which they have done now incredibly well through 2 games.
Yeah, indeed. And, I mean, that's exactly how you beat a Boomer-style offense, is just play that passive third, get good positioning, let them get overwhelmed on defense, and boom, you got a good game. You see Fighting Hamster playing that passive again here. Salty Steve is up, tries to get something centered. Tech 7 will be there. What a great pass, what a great play, putting them up 2-0.
All right, well, that did not take long here as we see Salty Steve throwing this one forward. And again, a wide open net from Tech 7. We talk about just the you know, the rotation. We saw Creed, how many times he's going upfield. He's trying to be the only offensive pressure for his team right now. And Kier and MJ just a little bit too slow on rotation right now. They got to pick it up. There's so much time left in this game. But I think as far as confidence goes, you can see it physically draining from their cams.
Yeah. I mean, as much as you want to, you know, not have this be a mental game, want to keep that confidence up, when you're losing pretty harshly and there's, like, you don't see any fixes, it's hard to keep that morale up. But again, you have to just keep a good mental, act like it's a clean slate, and just take your offense. As we see a potential shot on net here, not quite, saved away by Fighting Hamster as he takes over. Salty Steve, can he get the redirect touch? And oh my god, he can, putting him up 3-0.
Well, that was a interesting touch here. Again, Fighting Hamster with the bump on one. Salty Steve with a little bit of a doink on that one. It is so placed perfectly. And again, it just seems like Wannabes, there's just nothing they can do at this moment here. Lob-Otomy, they're finally on their way again. 3:30, there's plenty of time here as Hamster tosses another one on. But again, they're looking clean. They're getting touches. They're getting goals. This Lob-Otomy team is so poised to finally start to put some wins on the season.
Yes, indeed. You see, still a lot of time left, still a lot of something for Wannabes to work with, but again, they just got to fix it up. As we see Fighting Hamster with no boost, trying to get something going here. Tech 7 is off the wall, tries to get the touch, doesn't quite get it. Salty Steve whipping. Is anybody there to save it? Fighting Hamster, what a save off the shot by MJ.
Going off the ceiling, is anyone there? Tech 7 is taking his time. All right, well, I was kind of expecting someone to be there, but regardless, Creed might get this one on target. A little bit of a chance here. Here, going off the corner, can he get this one mid? And the chances are there, they just can't connect on that last touch.
Tech 7 getting a nice little wall read, 50 out back over to Wannabes half. Tech 7 with no boost. Doesn't quite get it before MJ gets there. And Fighting Hamster with no boost. Why does everybody on Lob-Otomy have 0 boost? Work on getting boost, guys. And you see a big clear back over to Lob-Otomy half by Creed. Salty Steve a little awkward. Tech 7 takes over. And looks like we got a really good 50, and Kier stays back. Got a shot on. What a save by Tech.
Part of me wants to say what a save, but also, like, again, the opportunities they have to make happen here. MJ throws the ball away. Goes to Tech 7 here. Good flick over one. Can he get another one here? Here now on the backboard. MJ fitting back. Here's in a 1v2 situation. There's almost nothing he can do. Finally does buy enough time, but again, too many times Wannabes are just leaving their teammates in these ridiculously tough situations.
Indeed, you see almost a crazy touch by Salty Steve. Just an awesome pass by Fighting Hamster. And Tech 7 demos Kier for his efforts. Fighting Hamster to 50 with Creed, goes back into their right corner. Salty Steve is on with a little bit of boost here. 50 by MJ. MJ not quite able to get the good touch on it. Kier gets a decent touch back over, and MJ booms it over. Tries to get a shot on Wannabes. Creed's up. Can he get a touch? He can. Fighting Hamster is there, though. And yeah, like you had said a million times, Wannabes just can't get anything rolling.
Time does tick down. Time right now is the #1 enemy of Div A Wannabes right now. And it does kind of seem like they're just trying to be Div B Wannabes. They're trying to stick with these teams. But unfortunately, as the time ticks down, it looks more and more like they will be dropping to 0-4 on the season.
Yes, indeed. They just can't quite get it figured out. They got to do it, but Tech 7 gets a 50. See 45 seconds left in this game. MJ with no boost picks up the mid as Creed gets a touch. Fighting Hamster is up, though. MJ cuts early. Tech 7, will he get an own goal here? Doesn't get the touch, thankfully. See Salty C demoed, but still gets the touch over back to Div A Wannabes half.
Time ticking down. This is awkward. Is anyone going to put the ball on target? Fighting Hamster now. Buying a lot of time here with 20 seconds left. It is going to be, it is going to be the end of the line here for this squad. As Lob-Otomy, though, putting one more in. They do not want to go down easy. And, Lob-Otomy will, in fact, secure their first win of the season.
Yeah, just putting salt in the wound. Thank you for Tech 7 for doing that to this poor Div A Wannabes half. But, yeah, I don't even know what to say, Div A Wannabes. I think you guys could, again, not to bash you, but maybe use a little replay review, play a little bit more together as much as you maybe don't want to. See Tech 7 going up, trying to get a little play here. Bakir doesn't want to let that happen. As you see, a 4-0 game number 3 and a 3-0 sweep from Lob-Otomy.
3-0 is going to definitely hurt. But I don't think Lob-Otomy is going to care. I think they're going to be incredibly happy as they finally do, like I said, find their first win on the season in a very, very dominant fashion.
Indeed. I mean, as much as you would want to be hype about a 3-0 sweep, again, first win of the season. I mean, like, very, very good, guys, being able to, manage that one. But it was against the worst team in all of Div B with an 18% win rate. So whether you be happy or sad about that, I don't know. But, hey, at least you didn't drop one game to them.
This is true. We'll have to see what happens here. But looks like we've got, let me drag all of them in here. And, boys, it's okay. I know you haven't been here before this season, but welcome in. You guys are finally getting the first win of the season. And how relieved do you guys feel right now?
Their Lobster's pretty relieved.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Getting one.
All right, fair enough. Tech, how's it feel to be back on controller?
Oh, it feels great. I'm going to hear clackety-clackety this whole game.
Fair enough, fair enough.
They only hear that from me now.
Fair enough. Hamster, I got to you. One of the questions I kind of had, being in one of the situations that you have been, where you go from being kind of the third man on the team, where you're, they're the lowest ranked. Obviously, you do incredibly well last season, and now going on to this team where you're the top, you're the captain. How does that change kind of your play style and how your team dynamic is?
I'd say changing the play style. It's more of I'm trying to play more defensively than I normally would, or trying to also be other things to play around these two. So it's not like last season where it was a clear first, second, third man. So it's a little tougher, but it's working.
All right, I respect it. And so obviously now you guys have beaten, the lowest ranked team in Div B. Does that give you guys a lot of confidence going into the latter half of the season? Because again, you got 4 games under your belt. You were basically halfway done with the regular season. Not everyone at once.
Yes.
Salty Steve, come on. Salty Steve, let's hear it. What do you got?
Yeah, no, I got it. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired, a little delirious. I don't feel like that I've played the best today, but you know what? We'll go for it next time. But you gotta start somewhere. So this is a start. We win out, we're golden. If not, we win out.
Yeah, we were saying on the back end that this team, obviously you guys, is too good, it seems, on paper to go 0-4. Obviously, we see Div A Wannabes is going to have to, go back to the drawing board and figure out their stuff. But again, for you guys, it's got to feel so good to get the first win of the season. And so then, now I got to go to my, co-caster, Izord. What do you got for these boys?
Yeah. So I'll shoot this last one here to Tech 7. I know you were a Div C captain last semester. Very similar start to the season. started out pretty slow. We ended up getting a win after I don't know how many weeks it was, but then you get drafted up into Div B. Pretty much the same exact thing. Have you kind of figured out how to keep a positive mental throughout this unfortunate start for you guys, or is it just gonna kind of adjust as you go and hopefully you guys play better in the later half of the season?
The mentality's been fine. I mean, specifically with these two, I mean, we just talk about how the dirt lobsters eat dirt every single warm up. So, we've never really had a bad mentality, but it is a different dynamic being in Division B than it is Div C. So I've started adjusting to it, but it's still gonna take a little bit till I get to whatever I need to.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're not the only person who's jumped divs or even multiple divs, and they kind of get the shock at first of like, oh my god, these players are actually hitting the ball. I can't do what I used to be do in the lower divs. But yeah, boys, seriously though, congratulations on the first win. Hopefully it's the first of many. You got a long season plus playoffs. Again, every single team makes playoffs, so you guys got that to look forward to. But again, congratulations, boys, and hopefully you guys can keep the same train rolling.
Can I ask one more question?
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't really have one in mind, but not Rocket League related. Hypothetically speaking, if you were driving down the road, okay, and you saw something in the middle, do you A, turn on the oven, B, turn off the oven, or are you just closing your eyes and hoping for the best?
Eat dirt.
Frankly, I think we eat dirt.
Yeah.
I'd say you double goal rumble. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, the double goal rumble was the best warm up, specifically the chaos. I think that's the strat.
Yeah, going from circle goal to
Alex, you look so
chaos
disappointed.
to double goal rumble was the best warm up strategy anybody could ever ask for. If I'm being honest.
I think that contributed to the most score win.
Well, you heard it here first. Anyway, back to you, Casey.
Not gonna lie, I sat there just like, am I hearing this right? Am I tripping
Dude, you
right
look
now?
so disappointed.
My brain was working. I was having a short circuit. Either way, boys, congratulations. I'm going to bed, so I'm gonna kick you guys out of here. So congrats on the win, and we'll see how you guys.
Thank you very much. This is what happens when we schedule late games.
Yeah,
Just letting you know
dare
now.
you guys? All right, adios, boys.
Good night. We love you.
Yep. See ya.
All these hooligans, I swear to God. Can't believe I signed up for
I
these late
didn't-
games.
I didn't mean to deteriorate your already deteriorating brain.
I'm
Sorry.
trying my best. But regardless, absolutely not an IPA Cripplify. I think those are absolutely disgusting. Give me a sour, which I know a lot of people think are disgusting as well. But regardless, yeah, that was an interesting one. So we had back-to-back 3-0s on the night. I think this one is a little more expected than the last one. I know, especially on paper, you look at the bottom two teams. But, you got to kind of look at Div A Wannabes, and like you said, it happens. There's always, one team that just might struggle a little bit, but we'll see if they can go back to the drawing board. And again, they got a whole other half of the season. As you had mentioned, as you had mentioned that it happens. Tech had a really rough season at last season. It was able to turn around. We've had teams make stupid late runs. Well, I'll just say the Wannabes can do the same thing here. But any last questions before we call it a night here?
I guess I have a question for you. Not Rocket League related. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. But no. I don't really have a question. More or less a statement or a threat, however you want to take this. Use the Dcrl creator code. It helps us on the back end of things. Helps us, make better content for you guys. Makes us, allow us to provide better services. This and that. And it also benefits us when it comes to LAN, which I would show up because I know that's way down the line, but still. Yeah, and then follow the Discord and stuff. Join the Discord. It's a great place to meet people and play stuff. And follow all the socials and whatnot too.
First of all, I do have to actually say, I'm not going to lie. I know I've said this before, but like when it comes to the creator code, I was kind of against it at first. So I was like, no one's going to use it, right? This is stupid. It's a waste of time. I don't want to bother to set it up. And then people started actually using it. And then we started to actually get some money from it. I was like, oh my God. All right, this is awesome. So I really do appreciate you guys using it. The subs and follows tonight, it has been awesome. So as always, the support from you guys is amazing. Still don't know why y'all are supporting it all this time, but I'm not going to complain. So if y'all like the product, keep playing, especially if you're in North Dakota, South Dakota. It's free and it is fun. So either way, I bid thee an affair adieu, au revoir, adios.
Oh, Adios.
Yeah, but no, seriously, everyone, appreciate you guys. Enjoy. Make sure you guys get your homework if anything is due before midnight. Enjoy. Don't do anything stupid over the weekend that I wouldn't do. So, adios, boys. Congrats to the winners. Izord, better luck next time.
No, it's
Bye.
fine.